Oh, excuse me.
There we go. Okay. We're not up on the screen yet, though, are we? Oh. I can hear myself. Ooh, fun.
And we are live, I hope.
Yep.
Hi everyone.
Yeah, we can hear easy. Michael, say something.
On through testing. Whoosh.
Awesome. We're all up and running.
Woohoo!
Yeah, there you go.
Hello everyone. John?
Yeah, we're all working.
Yeah?
Uh, okay. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the stream. It is episode 20, which we've called the clearing of the waters and the far shore. The Red Silks took to the ship, the Wave Crester, to sail across Lake Greybourne on what is supposed to be some kind of assassination mission. They're hoping to kill off an enemy general and any other useful characters they find in the enemy camp at the Maple Fort, which is at the southern end of Loch Greybourne. The trip has not gone according to plan so far. First of all, on the way out of the city, they were distracted by a small orphan boy who'd actually stolen something belonging to the party and found themselves tangling with a crime boss. Then, once they boarded the ship, about an hour into the journey, they were assaulted on all sides by some rather horrific looking demonic creatures, some chouls and some wastroliths. Uh, The party beat them off with a lot of help from Norcan turning into a great ape and throwing explosive barrels out there. And here's hoping that that particular reference doesn't get us muted. Uh, but yeah, they were. They're kind of tired. They're kind of worn out. Most of the party are kind of wondering about maybe taking a bit more time out to have a bit of a rest, perhaps. And as things are quietening down, a couple of the party members have snuck off to have a conversation. This private meeting has not gone unnoticed because Valkyrin happened to spot Douglas and Karis up in the crow's nest having a private conversation. Which brings us nicely to Valkyrin. What would you like to do?
First of all, I want to look for a quieter place so I can. Yes. Mm. Oof, mm. Uh, would I notice any quieter places on the ship? Mm.
So roll investigation or wisdom, your choice.
Wisdom. 21.
Oh yeah, you you find a place in the lower decks of the ship, just past the hold at the towards the front of the ship, so like the main staircase is kind of in the middle. So you've gone through the main part of the hold towards the front of the ship, and it's
Right.
where a lot of the kind of spare rope and spare sail is kept.
I'm
It's
gonna go
pretty
back
quiet.
up and shout up, Caress, my darling, I need a word, right now.
I do not. I am busy. I will find you later.
No, this has to be done now.
It is a long way for me to come down. Just, can you not hang on?
Caress, I'm not joking around now. Get down now.
I'll then, say something to Douglas quietly. And then
Yep.
start to crawl. Well, kind of shimmy down the mast with one hand, seeing as I've burnt the other. Down.
Roll dexterity for me.
Okay. Also, can I just take this time to say, whilst I'm rolling dexterity, happy birthday to Francisco for tomorrow. Hey.
Oh
yeah.
yes, and it's a big one as well.
It is.
Let's see Francesca in your
Oh, shut up. That was my watch, everyone. Sorry. Anyway, yeah, I rolled a 9. I'm about to fall on my ass.
I did say dexterity check rather than a dexterity save, so I will
It's
let you
this-
re-roll that.
It is the same, sorry, but... Oh, that's better.
Yeah, okay. You make it down without any, thankfully, without any serious mishap to the deck of the ship.
And then I'm gonna lead her down into the quieter bit. I hope she follows.
Is there anyone around watching?
Roll perception.
How abysmal.
Not to the best of your knowledge.
I suppose Yeah, I'll follow her.
As
Slowly.
soon as we get to a quieter bit, unfortunately, my lady, I'm gonna grab you by a face and just strangle her in. What the hell did you do? Have you not thought of everything? Oh, growl at me all you want. You think I care?
You do not know what it is like. Just... You judge me, but...
I
And I'm
don't
gonna
know what it's like.
try and
I have
bite
a
her.
family on the other side of the continent that is. I don't know what's going on, right? And then you do this reckless endangerment? Are you kidding me?
This is not what it seems. The voice is not as scary as you seem to think. It's a long story. You were not in my head.
Oh, long story. Yeah. Keep telling me, Chris. Go on.
Do you know what it's like to have your god leave you? To hear their
At
voice
least
every
you-
day and then they disappear. You do not.
At least you spoke to your god. I never heard a word from Saloon. Do I care? No. Do I care that my family's on the line? Yes. However, I've made a risk. You need to think about things.
I do not know what you are talking about. The voices do not come to you. They came to me.
Came to you. She's just gonna let go of your face and just walk away.
I just shake my head. What is it that you want from me? I do not understand. I was
Have you
worried
thought about
that those creatures would kill us. And did I not save some of us, if not most of us?
And have you thought about how this is going to affect the party? Have you thought about how this will affect yourself? Have you even thought about it, Chris? You're meant to be our leader. What are you doing?
I am leading. This is what I chose to do. If I had
Leading? No,
anybody
you're-
die, then I could not live with myself.
Oh yeah, and thanks for the warning about it all. Yes, that was brilliant. Brilliant plan. Yeah, you're meant to be our leader. What are you doing? You just jump into things.
This is not... I did not wish to be the leader. I was selected out of all of you, but I never wanted it. Do you not remember?
You may not want to be it, but you are it. You have to think things through. How are we meant to follow someone who just jumps in blindly?
You do not have to follow if you do not require. If you wish to leave, then you can leave.
And where did I say that I was leaving? If it weren't for the others as well, you have to think about everything.
You know, the voices. It also spoke to Douglas, and I do not think it is as bad as you make out.
You want to talk about the voices? Yes, the one that told me about my family. Yes, how courageous, you young leader.
I do not have time to talk. If you insist on shouting at me, I do not wish this. I cannot wish this. I'm leaving.
Yeah, are we overhearing these raised voices outside?
Roll perception because at disadvantage because they are down in the gunnels of the ship. They're right down in the bottom.
Wait till I find myself, and I will do something. Where the fuck am I? I'm trying to find myself. Where am I? Any idea where I am?
So it should be there's a thing called party and then chipmunk.
Yeah, I can do it on the side, can't I?
What do you need?
Son of a beast thing.
You need
I'm
what,
having no.
perception?
There we go.
Here you go.
I got it.
Yeah?
Oh,
Okay.
you did it for me.
Yeah, the first one, it's the one that counts.
Let's have a look. No, you have not heard anything, but Karis, as you turn and start to walk back, winding your way between the barrels and the coiled rope, as you get into the hold, you find Charles Serpentwind, the captain. He's been down there inspecting the hull of the ship from damage from the fight. He looks at you with a raised eyebrow and says nothing more.
I take it you have something to say about this matter too?
Lady Karis, it's not really my position to speak, but I can imagine that being the captain of a ship is much like being the captain of a mercenary band. You have to value the lives of those in your charge far above any ambition you might keep of your own. I've said too much. Good day. He turns around and heads back up to the deck.
I'm just gonna stand where I am and look back to Valkyrin and just be like, I did not do this because I wanted to hurt everybody. We had already faced great danger today. Those demons things, I heard another voice and I worried they were coming back for us, and I have to choose between what is right, I know, and what is wrong.
Can I go up and give Carissa a hug?
You could
Will
certainly
Carissa
try.
take it?
And then she's gonna just stand there. And she's gonna start crying. Let's see if I can do my emotional RP right now. And be like, I have not heard Loki's voice in so long, and I forgot what he sounds like. You have to understand, I did not do this with malicious intent.
It's all right. I'm sorry for lashing out. It's just, Chris, we'll have to have a talk about this at some point, but just know you're not alone, and just if you need to think things through, talk to me, okay? I'm here. Just gonna bend down, make sure she's eye level height. Just hugging her.
Thank you. It means a lot.
Sometimes you just need a couple words of encouragement and a motherly ass kicking. That's all I'm saying.
When those creatures appeared, I asked Strangey if we should turn tail and run, or if we should fight. They said we should fight. But I do not think they're as malicious as you think. Whilst I cannot speak to Loki and I cannot pick up my symbol, I do not give up hope that I can find Loki again.
I understand it's tough for you. I mean, I'm starting to get more and more worried about my family, you see, but we've just got to rely on each other and make sure that, we're all sound. We have to imagine if something happened to one of us because of that. What then? We just have to think things through, you know?
I worry that something has happened to Ardak.
Oh yeah, forgot about that.
I had a vision from the other voice.
The other voice?
There's a rival voice.
Could you describe them at all? Or well, I don't quite understand.
There's another one. I struggle to know his name. It also begins with A. They showed me a vision of Ardak carrying a broken child. I do not wish
Well-
this
Mm.
to fall on any of us, and I worry for him.
Valkyrin's gonna hug her tight, like really tightly now.
And Karis is just going to cry.
Karis, sorry, Becky, do you want to roll the history check for Karis, see if you can remember the name?
Yeah, that was Becky tried to stall while she tried to find it in the notes. Yeah, let's have a look. Where's history? I can't even see it. It's right at the top. There we go. This isn't going to go very well. Nope.
Nope.
I see it on the. I see it, but yeah, I'm not gonna meta it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I just know it begins with A, and is the rival of Abigail.
Yeah. It's fuck, I can't remember.
Yeah.
That's what you remember.
It's a strange name.
Arnulfo.
It's a very strange name, you know?
Isn't it
Yeah.
Arnulfo or something like that?
I mean, meta, yes. Karis.
Yeah.
She's too busy crying.
Yeah.
Karis isn't able to relay that information to
To anyone.
well, to anyone right now. Yeah. Yeah, Karis has been spoken to by 2 individuals. Easy, what's Norcan doing at the moment?
Well, he already had the chat with the boss. So,
Yeah, I would say that happened after this Valkyrin talk, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
it basically went the same way. She cried, she said that everything was fine. And then she was like, "It's not fine, I can't find Loki." And then was like, "Don't tell anyone," and then went away.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And the difference
In
is,
that case, Easy, could Norcan roll perception?
yeah, the thing is, just on a side note, depending on what 20.
Okay.
Depending on what Karis does, probably he will follow suit. So
You notice, Norcan, that Wajak Pennington seems to be almost stuck to Carl Pennington's side. Like, he's always there. Just roll insight to see if you can work out why.
no.
No. Okay. So Wajak Pennington is sticking very close to Carl Pennington's side, but you're not sure why.
Okay, I need to
You should.
see which is which.
So Carl Pennington is in red, and Wajak Pennington is the very dark red, almost black circle.
Okay. So the dark circle, it's always
Staying close to Carl Pennington, yes.
to the big boss.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Can I? Can I go to Carl?
Yes, you can.
I will.
How are you approaching him?
You know me. I'm just going straight at him.
Straight at him? Okay.
Yeah, walking, and I'll grab him by the. How tall is he?
Carl Pennington, bear with me one moment. Let's see if I've saved his prescription. So he's about 5 foot tall. Not the
Okay.
largest chap. Yeah, but a little bit taller than my Jack.
Yeah, I'll go next to him, put my hand on his shoulder, and we never met, like really met. Do you want to go for a drink?
Okay.
And
As you approach him
yeah,
with that roll of 20, his gaze seems to be almost looking past you, and then when you reach him and kind of grab onto him, he seems surprised that you're there.
do I see the reaction on White Jack?
Yes, Wajak, as you've approached, kind of, let's see, where are you? You're coming from over here. So as you've come to hip here, Wajak steps up to the side of Carl, and you almost kind of see him elbow Carl more or less the same time that you grab Carl's shoulders. Drink? Yes. Yes, we could do that. If I recall correctly, we're actually having a ball to celebrate the Red Silks joining our cause. It's in approximately 5 days' time.
No, but I mean, have a drink now, and I'll. Okay, as you approached from this side, I'm gonna
Yeah.
go to this side, and I'm gonna grab him to go on this direction.
Ah,
Does it make
my good.
sense?
Yes, my good man. This is why we have the sailors here. Why don't you let them bring us? What do you drink? We have aboard here, perhaps rum, perhaps grog, perhaps beer. What do you like to drink?
No, let's go to downstairs. It's too crowded here. We need to connect on a more manly way. We won't. We just need to.
All persuasion.
That's a good persuasion.
It is and it isn't. So it's a good persuasion for anybody else. It's not necessarily good persuasion for Drogan.
Yeah.
I
Uh,
see. I see.
Okay. Knowing what I know about this situation, you have not persuaded him.
No.
No.
Question.
He wants to stay put and he wants to have drink brought to them. You're welcome to roll insight to see if you can work out why.
Yeah, I want to roll insight, and I want to see also if there's some kind of magical thing to it. So,
So roll insight and then roll arcana, I
Yeah.
suppose.
for fuck's sake, really? This one is broken because it's the same.
Same number each time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arcana.
Okay. You are certain there is nothing magical going on here.
Okay.
Definitely not magical in origin.
Oh, nice phrasing. Like it.
Would you like, if you're concerned about something, I can be more specific if there's something else you're concerned about.
If it's something related to being it magical, being it other than his own will, like
It is entirely. I will give you a free piece of information. This is entirely based on his will. He does not want to move from where he is.
okay. So I've screwed with the insight.
Yeah.
I'll have
Roll
it.
a medicine. Roll a medicine check.
20.
Okay, there we go. I'm going to whisper something to you.
Okay. It's better through Discord, or else it's gonna show up.
Oh yeah, that's true. All right, I'll send it in Discord because otherwise that revealed to the screen. That's true. That face was worth it.
Okay.
Oh, did I miss? Oh,
Does that make sense now?
Yeah. Okay. Shit. Just to, he was the guy that was thrown out of the boat, or it was like,
Jack was the one who was thrown over the side, the guy keeping him company.
yeah. Okay. So yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. And would be quite a big deal for somebody in his position.
Yeah. So, yeah, now it's
Okay.
Now it makes sense.
now we'll go with. I'll respond to yes. We'll have the drink here. It's
Okay.
we'll catch the sun, the air breeze, the sea breeze, and
Very well. You there? And he points off in kind of towards the sailors over here by the cannon, but he's not pointing directly at any of them. You there? Grab us 3 ales. Valkyrie, I'm assuming, is still maybe downstairs at this point.
Yeah, she's thinking about things.
And after a moment of hesitation, Porter Provost, one of the machines, one of the Marines, not one of the machines, disappears downstairs, and after a couple of minutes comes back up with 3 horns of ale that are held. It's almost like a long slab of wood with holes in it, quite well polished. There's some carved kind of swirling pattern on the surface of the wood. You notice that this is probably large enough to maybe hold about 6 horns of ale, but he's brought up 3, and he hands them to you, Norcan, and to Wajak, who then places the horn in Carl's hand. And Porter goes back to his post. What would you like to do now?
okay. How do I go about this? Not sure what to do with that information at this point. I'll back to you, Mike. I'll give my go to another one because that threw me off a little bit.
No problem. Let's go over to Chipok then. Chipok, whereabouts are you? What are you doing?
I am still on the deck. looking cool. And looking, actually, I'm going to go and look for some rum. Because it's a boat, there's got to be rum somewhere.
Sure thing.
That's my thought. So I'm going to go and rummage about to try and find some rum.
Are you looking on the top deck? Are you looking below decks?
No deck.
Below
I wouldn't
decks.
imagine.
Okay,
I
so
wouldn't imagine it being on.
you disappear below decks. Roll investigation just to see how easily you find the rum. Okay, so with a roll of 19, you manage to make your way to the steward's quarters. You find the steward there is a lady, perhaps in her mid 40s. Um, She, unlike a lot of the sailors who have kind of very weathered skin from spending their life on the top deck, because she spent most of her service below decks. Although there is some weathering to her skin, she's got a much paler complexion than many of the other uh, sailors and soldiers that you've encountered so far. She has quite dark hair swept up into a very practical bun at the back of her head. A few streaks of grey here. Um, quite a quite a kind face, the kind of face that you might expect from somebody who has spent their whole life providing for people's needs. Um, Hello, my dear. How can I help?
Hello, how are you?
Uh, I'm I'm well. Yes. Keeping busy. It's been a little trickier not being able to get fresh fish for the sailors. I think they miss the fresh provisions we can normally get, but we're getting by.
I understand. It's hard life. Would you happen to have any rum about the place?
One moment. And she digs around and comes back with a brown glass bottle. This kind of has this interlaced string netting almost around it. Cork top, and she pops the cork top. Do you have a glass or a drinking horn with you?
I don't normally bother with such a thing. And
Very well. Let me see what I've got. And she rummages around. And she comes up with this pewter tankard that has um, the letters WC for the wave crester um, engraved in it in very fine work. Um, Yeah, you're more than welcome to use this for the remainder of your time aboard, but I do need to make sure it remains here. I'm sure you understand that I have to look after the provisions of the ship.
of course, I'm a very trustworthy person.
Yes.
I will take I will take both the glass the bottle and I'll pour a good measure in the glass, hand the glass to her and take a big swig out the bottle. Have a drink with me, lassie.
Uh, well, that's a rather large measure for myself, but if you insist, my lord. And
Lord.
she takes a drink.
Oh, right.
Yes. My name is Zalia. Who might you be?
Typical. The suave.
Roll deception. Chipok the Suave. The Suave, you say? Probably not the word I would have associated with you, but
Yeah, to be
I
fair,
have
it's
only
a name I give
I
myself.
have only your word to take for it. She says knowingly that you're. She thinks this is kind of like you know when somebody goes to a bar and they kind of over exaggerate things to impress somebody, she thinks that's what's happening right now. She thinks you're trying to flirt with her.
It pretty much is that, so that's fair enough.
Okay.
She's very perceptive.
Well, you think about it this way. On a ship that's full of a lot of men, she's the one who controls the alcohol. She's basically the barmaid for the ship in a way. So she's seen a lot of this nonsense before. She just roll a charisma check.
Charisma, Christ.
Yeah.
Where is charisma? Oh, right up there.
Yeah. Oh, that's a save, so you need to go down into the
Alright,
skills
okay.
section. Yeah, it probably doesn't make a difference, but
Where the heck is charisma?
so the box below the save section with all of the skills in it.
Like, I can't see charisma. Where the fuck? I'm not just been night and playing.
Possibly. Bear with me 1 minute. Character sheet.
Oh, there
Okay,
it
so you
is.
know where you're saving. Yeah.
Have fun. Very.
Okay. She seems quite flattered by the attention. I guess she doesn't see many minotaurs in her service. So you know you're quite exotic.
And smooth.
She smiles and she says, "I tell you what. Let me lock up here, and perhaps we can go for a wander and gaze out at the waters."
You know, lassie, that would be lovely.
So she brings down a shutter covering over the steward's kind of hatch. You hear as it bolts. She walks out, locks the door behind her with quite a large set of keys, ties them to a sash at her waist, and takes you by the hand and leads you over to one of the cannons on the lower deck. And as you both gaze through the gun port, the swirling brown grey water, you notice it starts to wane and dissipate. The swirls of brown and grey give way to this glorious turquoise blue color of the water of kind of a true glacial lake. It's kind of crystal clear. And as you continue to watch the fog banks that had held over Loch Greybourne begin to billow away and fade until finally the sunshine cuts through and you watch as the light starts to play on the ripples of the loch. And it's actually really quite a beautiful sight. And as you sit there and you drink with your newly found companion, Chipok, please take an inspiration dice. So that means if you look on your character sheet, below your name there's an area that says inspiration. I don't know if you can see me clicking that in and out. If you just click on that, that means I think you can take, at any point you can roll a 1d6 and add that to anything. Whether it's an attack roll, an ability check, you have inspiration.
Personality traits, items, points, plus, no. Oh, there it is there, inspiration.
Yeah, I think I've left it checked for you. Do you see like a little dragon in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can click that in and out. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so at the moment you have inspiration. Okay? I mean, the ball's in your court, dude.
I shall just put my arms around her, pull her tight, and go, oh, It's almost as broad as you, hen.
Very smooth, sir. She kind of
I am known for being smooth.
she kind of snuggles into you, and you just kind of hear a very contented sigh. Uh, and she looks up at you, and you notice that she has these very clear sea green eyes with a few speckles of hazel in them. And she says, "It's not often I get to meet a Minotaur. I'd heard stories from my childhood that you were somewhat savage and rough around the edges, but I'm pleased to be proved wrong."
I shall just smile. And that'll be that. That'll be me.
Yeah. We are going to switch over to Karis, I think. Karis, anything you'd like to do?
No, not really. She's spoken to everyone. She's exhausted. I think she's just gonna go to sleep for the evening. I think that's all she's gonna really do.
I mean, it's probably, gosh, we're getting on for mid-afternoon by this point. So you could definitely take a bit of a cat nap. Probably not
Yeah.
night time yet, though.
She's
So
just gonna rest
if
because
you-
she's tired.
if you guys want to take another short rest, I don't know if anybody needs to take any hit dice back.
Yeah.
I really don't know.
No. I'm
No, I
good.
think most of you guys are probably pretty okay.
No. Yeah.
Yay!
Hey.
Oh, nice. 2 critical hit dice rolls. We'll take that. Good job, Karis.
Almost back to full.
So, as the wave crester nears the end of its journey across the lake, you're dropped off on the far shore. So, if you look at the picture of the lake, the city of Greybourne is up at the top end, and then the southern end of the lake, there are a few islands dotted around. And you're dropped off in a port town, and you know that you need to make your way down the road. And that brings you to the far shore. So you guys are, if I pull you in, Chipok, Douglas, Odorf, Karis, Norcan, and Valkyrin. You've been walking from the town, the small village, for perhaps an hour. Night is starting to draw in. You're wondering about making camp. The sun is has just about set behind the mountains towards your left, but you still have that medium blue kind of color. It's not dark. You can still see colors and things around you, but it's definitely getting later in the evening. And I would like you all to roll perception.
Oh my. Oh,
Oh dear. Roll. That didn't work. Oh, is it W roll for whisper roll?
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah.
I'm failing miserably here. Nope, it doesn't like that. Okay, I'll do it in Google instead. Okay. I would say, apart from Valkyrin, the entire party notices up ahead. 2 units of Rochester troops. One on your bank, and one on one of the islands just out from the shore in a tower.
Is that the baddies?
Yes.
Right.
The
What would
side that
you
we
like
told to fuck off.
to do? Yes. And these are not single troops, these are units. Anybody who would like to, gosh, what would this be? Because it's kind of like a military check. Roll your choice of intelligence or history.
Oh, that's neither of them for me. Somebody else can roll that.
Yay! That's all right for me.
Let's go.
Okay. So you know that these units are approximately company sized, which in the military of this area, you're looking round about 10 to 12 troops per unit.
I like
You know
results.
that these guys are going to pack a punch, and there's 2 units of them.
Are we? Is it just us 5 and the dog, or is the boat still with us?
The boat is about half an hour walk back the way you came. And at present, you are not accompanied by any of the Marines or. Yeah, because you're supposed to be on a secret assassination mission.
What's the distance between the two troops, platoons, whatever?
The 2
Are they...
units,
Yes,
if I
thank you.
show to others, yeah. So from you guys, you're about 75 feet from the first unit. You're about 85 feet from the second unit, and between the 2 units, there's around about 100 feet.
Okay, right.
Question,
And it's
we haven't-
twilight, you say?
Yeah, and we haven't slept since the fight, so
Correct.
This is why I was like, I want to sleep on the boat. I've used all my spells.
It's
uh,
twilight.
we need to get the.
I will say, Norcan, with your perception, you realise that these 2 groups are archers. They're likely to be lightly armoured, but there's still a reasonable sized group, and if they're firing at you, they're probably going to pack a punch. You
Okay,
need to get
So
past
just
them.
sneakiness.
Yeah.
Orkan, do you have a way to disguise yourself?
Well, not disguise myself, but I can be not visible.
Hmm. That does not help us. I mean, I can fade into the shadows in the grass, but Chibok, Valkyrian, I worry that they will get hurt.
But we could, well, I could go with Chipok and
I
distract
could
them.
do invisibility, so.
You could what? Jade, sorry, I didn't quite hear you then.
I could greater invisibility.
Yeah.
One of us.
Yeah, I also have.
That just leaves the dog.
How dense is this foliage kind of here?
You think you could maybe try and sneak quietly around?
Is I not? Yeah, that seems to make sense. Like I said, they're archers. If we get close,
Yeah,
and
they're screwed.
yeah, if we can get down here, and then along this way, if we can
So
do it with
this
some
is
sort of silence,
80, so
because they're not going to be able to hear unless we make a hell of a lot of noise. This squadron over there are not going to know that they're being attacked.
so you said 10 per unit. So you have 10 archers here on
Yeah.
this group.
Yeah.
I should just ping them. So if we could just send Chipok, like first. You're full health, right, Chipok?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You guys mentioned Odorf. Does somebody want to roll a nature check to see if you know any information about Odorf in this area? Oh, okay, yeah, Chipok with a 20. You know that wargs are local to the area. He's not too likely to draw much attention, but there's also a possibility that they might try and kill him because he's a warg, but that he wouldn't arouse suspicion, if that makes sense.
Okay.
We could use him as a distraction, though.
I do not believe the man would be happier about us using him as a distraction.
If we get to there behind him, and the doggo is out there barking or whatever, it would
Chipok.
be a distraction to attack them from the back.
And
Oh no,
what if,
that was my
Chipok, I made you invisible and you would just walk up to them and start cutting them up?
Well, how if they're archers, so they're not going to be rated for what do you call it? Close quarters combat at all, or what is the close combat? The close quarters capabilities. Fuck me, I get the words out.
Uh, let's have a look. How much information can I give you here without it being ridiculous?
When I
True.
see big weapons on them, it's basically well, they wouldn't be able to carry that much about with them, I wouldn't imagine.
You know, a unit like this would typically be armed with a short sword as a backup weapon. The issue you might have is there's quite a lot of them. You know that they are pretty lightly armored, because mostly they try and attack from far away. But both units are armed with longbows.
Are no use close though. I'm just looking at my different things I can do. Coding rush. I didn't mean to press them. Oh, I don't know. I definitely think sneaking in and attacking them from the back is the best option.
Yeah.
Either myself or together. Or
The unit on the shore, I think Norcan probably would have realized that they are regular human archers. The unit over in the tower, they are elvish longbow archers. They're much more powerful.
Yippee. Fun.
they're a good distance away, and it's twilight. You say, yeah?
Yeah, doesn't
Yeah.
matter. If it's twilight,
No,
if
because
it's.
they're elfish.
Yeah.
Yeah. However, gets attacked, can fade back into the foliage. I don't know.
There is one thing that we could do. I could ask for help
No,
to
boss.
put these guys in the water and we could wash them away.
No, boss.
I could call out to Loki and see if he will listen to me.
Yeah, that didn't work the other time, and probably the other thingy.
I'm just gonna roll my eyes and just be like, ugh, I'm going to do it anyway. And I'm just going to try and cast Divine Intervention and ask for whoever's listening to put these people in front of us in the water.
Okay, roll it.
That's not gonna work. Oh well, if only it was the other way, it would work, but no.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna sit there. I'm just gonna be like,
you-
please help us. And then
You
nothing
hear a voice in your head. What is it worth to you, my child?
I mean, I do not die, and then I can continue helping you. No?
But we already have a working arrangement. I'm asking, what are you willing to lay down for my help?
You know what? It doesn't matter. Pretend I did not ask.
Very well. You know where to find
You-
me.
Uh, I'm all out of ideas. Chipog, if you require to go over there and use your head, use your head. But I do not think it is the wisest.
Yeah, I don't know how. I don't know.
Let's go around them. If we're having
There's
second
not really
doubts,
much.
let's go.
Okay.
God, Norcan will go this direction here. Try to avoid.
Are you wanting Douglas to kind of lead you through the woods?
We might as well. He's a ranger.
Yeah.
He's also a ranger who craps out on nature checks.
Yeah.
Now, he's not here to defend himself. Don't be mean.
Oh, hang on, what's
I can do
Natural
the nature
Explorer?
checks.
So, Natural Explorer, you're a master of navigating the natural world. You ignore difficult terrain. Difficult terrain doesn't slow your group's travel. You can't become lost except by magical means. Okay, yeah. So I'm just gonna roll survival check. Public roll. Yeah, Douglas
really well
is
for
familiar
once.
with. Yeah, Douglas is pretty familiar with the area. He reckons he can walk you around this group without you having to fight them, if that's what you'd like to do.
That would be the most sensible.
Yeah. At this point,
Yep.
yes.
Got a lot
Okay.
of fighting in the future, so
Alrighty. You make your way very quiet. Let's have everybody roll a stealth check.
Oh god.
Let's go. Yeah. The cat is
Oh
gone.
man, I did not set the DC high on this at all.
Bye.
So we have a 5 and we have a critical failure.
You asked for it.
Okay.
You did ask
The
for it.
So, as you begin to melt into the woods around the sides of the lock, Karis and Chipok and Douglas fade quite stealthily into the background. Valkyrin trips on a rock, stumbles into Norcan, who then loses his footing and stands on a rather large twig. Crack! The twig snaps underfoot and echoes against the rocky mountainside, almost as loud as cannon fire to the quiet and peace and stillness of the area. Huh? What was that? The Archer Company don't know where you are, but they are suspicious of something going on. Is there anything you'd like to do in response? Do you want to continue sneaking? Do you want to try and distract them? What would you like to do?
I pull out my bow just in case and just crawl
Okay.
along the floor and glare at Norkan and Valkyrian like, what the fuck?
Valkyrin's blushing at the fact that she tripped.
Look, if you two want alone time, you just have to wait until the boat. Can you not keep it together? I thought you had someone else. Norkan.
I cast
Fuck's sake.
invisibility on myself.
You motherfucker, get back here.
We got plan. I'll go.
Still on the ground, but invisible.
Okay.
That work? No.
Yeah, what if Chipok gets on his hands and feet and just moves?
Yeah. That was my second option. Yeah.
Um,
That
roll
was.
roll performance.
Can I give him guidance on that?
Yeah, and you can stack your inspiration on top of there as well if you like.
Bardic inspiration
It
also.
should really be nature. Right, performance. How do I do the inspiration?
Bardic inspiration. You also have a 1d10. Come on, cow. Do your thing.
Right, what do I do? What do I need to do?
Roll
So on your
performance.
character sheet,
Yeah.
you in the skills section click on performance, and then you can click on I think you might be able to click on inspiration. Oh, shoot.
No, I didn't inspiration. Right, the
Yes.
inspiration did they do anything? So
Well, no. Okay, so you would, you know where the dice are over on the left-hand side of your screen.
no, in the
You select the
right,
D6
yeah.
from there, and then a D4 for guidance. Is it?
Yeah.
And a d10 for
1d6,
inspiration.
1d4,
No, 1d10.
1d10. Right, what the fuck am I doing now? Somebody narrow down what I've got to do there.
Roll
Okay.
one.
So on the left-hand side of your screen,
Yeah,
you see
I've
all the
got that.
controls. You see the one that's shaped like a
I've got
D20.
dice. I've got a dice. Yeah, right. What
Yeah.
one
So
am I
click
clicking
on D4 and then a D6.
d10.
Oh,
Oh, what's the
D10.
D10
Yeah, it's
for
d10.
which?
Bardic inspiration.
Oh, it's not bardic inspiration. It's DM inspiration. Are you giving him bardic inspiration as well?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that gets you up to a 14.
I say he's a pretty convincing cow, in my opinion.
I've never seen such a greatest cow.
I've never seen a more finest cow in my life.
I mean, if I was a cow, I'd go there.
I know. I mean,
Those
come on.
snap ones, I'm all
just-
over it.
I'm just wondering at this point if we're going to change, if Jade, we're going to change from woof to moo in that respect.
Don't tempt my kid.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't, particularly when we're live on stream. I apologize.
I shall. To add to it, I will strip off to the buff, so I'm just my big
Cow balls hanging
buff
around.
self. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Back in my tail.
All I'm gonna say is that as this happens, a couple of you happen to glance in the wrong direction at the wrong time, and it now makes sense why Azalea the steward was walking with a bit of a mosey. Yeah, it's not Chipok the Savage, it's Chipok the Schlong. Anyway.
Oh my. Oh yes.
Oh god.
Oh god.
This is why we're not PG.
So, as this cow shape kind of lumbers out of the woods, and the rest of you kind of fade into the background, you hear a couple of the soldiers say, "Huh? Is that a bull? Hey, guys, are we hungry?"
Oh god.
Don't you fucking dare.
Uh,
Don't kill my
I-
friend.
I could, you know what? I could eat actually. We haven't had decent rations for a long time. Go on, see. Let's see if we can bring him down.
Oh no.
He's a pretty convincing cow, though, isn't he?
He's a pretty convincing cow, and you've just walked basically a giant beef burger in front of a unit of hungry men.
But are they distracted? Yes.
They are distracted from the rest of you, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
So do what you want to do with
Well,
that. Um,
The rest, if
so
I know the rest of them are there, I can just dash out the way. I know the rest of them are past. Or if you want me
okay,
just
bear
to,
with
if
me.
you want me to just go for it, I'll just fucking lay into these cunts.
I mean, I was thinking of a different thing to do here, but okay.
Yeah.
What the?
Oh no. He would like to.
They let fly the first volley of arrows,
Ah,
Right.
and
fair.
it's from a unit, and I'm pretty sure 20 hits.
Yes.
I mean, he is
And
starting.
I think it's time for me to just roar
Yeah.
and rush at them then.
Roll initiative, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh,
Do I, as a side question, do I know if there's any good gods in? Well, not gods, but like, is there any creatures in this land like the cow that's perceived by some religions as very holy?
Roll a religion check.
What's initiative? I can't remember. Somewhere. Initiative, there is.
Oh yeah, not 20.
Let's
Wrong thing to
go.
do
Did I
on,
get
but never
five?
mind.
Oh right, shit! I've got to do what sender is that? Right. Oh yeah, I've got to check my thing first. Right, that's why.
Get rid of that one.
Oh, sorry.
So bear
I'll do
with
that
me.
again.
Initiative. Wow, you guys did pretty good on initiative here.
Hold on, Anna. Right there. Did it right first time.
we're gonna die either way. With zeros on everything. At least I am. No spells, no nothing. Just hit points.
Let's rely on the cantrips.
Oh yeah.
That's all. Like, well, I've got a few spells, but we got shit to do after this.
I'm pretty like after this. I'm pretty sure you guys will get to long rest. Like this
Oh,
is
great.
this has just been a full-on adventuring day.
It's been a very roller coaster of a day.
Good. That's the way it's supposed to be, right?
Karis is emotionally torn.
She's doing her best Natalie Imbruglia impression.
That'll get stuck in my head now. Thanks.
Pretty appropriate, actually, for Karis at the moment. I'm all out of faith.
She's not out of fame. She just wants her god back. Please come back to me.
Right, sorry. I just need to. Oh yeah, add turn for Chipok.
Chipok's already there. What are you doing?
He's rolled initiative twice though, I think.
Yeah, but
So I had to delete.
no, the first time I didn't click the character. That makes
It's
sense.
Valkyrie, and you need to add.
Thank you.
Oh, okay.
What should be? Right on. It was 20.
Valkyrie,
Job
add
complete mechanical.
turn.
I would think I'd be the first one attacking since they just attacked me, though. Oh, hold on. I've got
So-
thingy. What's a thing?
How nice am I feeling? Who wants to pilot Douglas? And who wants to pilot Odorf?
I don't want to be responsible for killing him, because then Francesca
not
would
me.
kill me. Go on, Easy, you can do it.
Yeah, let's go.
I'm boss.
Okay.
Give me the ranger. Give me the
Norcan.
ranger.
Okay. And who wants his pet dog?
Oh, God. Go on, I'll do it. I'll try and keep it alive.
Okay.
Yeah, don't kill the dog.
I mean, if anybody's going to be qualified to keep a dog alive, it should be the vet nurse, right?
Well, we'd hope, but you know.
Okay, let's see.
Okay, so I need to add them both to the tracker as well. Add turn. Add turn. If you guys can roll initiative for them as well, that would be spiffing.
Yeah, with a 17, do I know if there's any religions that like cows around here?
You know there are a few mountain tribes who worship goats, but cows not so much. Not in this part of the world, anyway.
60 Chipok right now. Could you edit the Odolph to 16.13? I can't. It won't let me.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
Norcan, did you roll initiative again? Oh, that was Douglas. Sorry, yeah. 16 on 3.
Epa!
I think technically he's supposed to take his turn at the same time as Douglas, but because we're handling him with players borrowing him, then I don't mind him having a separate initiative turn. Right, starting off top of the round. Karis, what would you like to do?
Right, does any of them look like the leader?
Yes, there is a leader who... Where's his name gone?
I have a question, John.
One moment, sorry. Sir Chalwood leads this particular unit. He is a fairly average height man. He is wearing a better quality armor, perhaps like a splint mail. And you see on the standard of this unit, it's a great shield with a symmetrical angular top, and then the bottom is again symmetrical upwards curving, supported by vines on either side, resting on like a snowy landscape. So you assume this group is one of the more mountainous areas. A large crown rests on top of the shield. It's a crown of clover leaves with a satin cap. And then a modest amount of similar gems, kind of emeralds and topazes, decorate the outer sides. On top of the coronet is a frogmouth helm, which supports the crest, the crest is like a wolf's head. And those are bound by a roll of fabric that are kind of blue and burgundy in colour. Tied to the helmet is kind of a drapery of leaf-like patterns, again coloured in blue and burgundy. The shield itself has a diagonal cross pattern, which is blue and burgundy. It has one elephant and one wolf head that serve as the emblem. Underneath the banner, you can see the unit motto, which just reads, "One struggle, one people, one destiny." And you get the impression this is because the Rochesters believe that the Valerians are one people, and actually the Rochesters' struggle is the struggle for Valeria. It's kind of reflecting their belief that they're the rightful rulers. Yeah, so Sir Chalwood himself has a matching shield. The blue and burgundy and the diagonal cross pattern with the elephant and the wolf on it. He stands out quite clearly amongst them.
Okay,
But he is mechanically he is part of the unit.
that's fine.
Yeah.
So I've got my bow in hand, and on
Yep.
my bow, I'm gonna just rub a piece of the iron and cast an incantation, and I want to cast Hold Person on him.
Okay.
If it will send it to the thing. So this is my last level 2 spell. So he has to succeed a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Because I don't have him statted separately, I'm just gonna have to roll a d20 and see how he does. Wisdom saving throw. Gosh, what's he gonna be? I'll give him that. What's the DC?
18.
18. Oh. He has failed that.
He is
So
mine
he
now.
is paralyzed in place. Okay.
And yeah, I'm just gonna kind of like hide still in the undergrowth and just kind of look at Chipok and be like, do something. Yeah, that's the end of my turn. My bow is still out, like it's kind of like in front of me and kind of bracing myself with my bow. Just in case. Like, that's what I'm doing.
Yep. Okay. Norcan.
I'm here. Polymorph.
Who are you polymorphing? Oh, polymorphing into DK again.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that you're in the woods by this point. So I'm just going to move some of you guys
Yeah.
down, go into the woods.
I'm invisible.
Oh, I would assume I'm here.
Yeah.
Let me just make some
What was your
math.
initiative? You were
20.
21.
Oh yeah. Just something. Yep. It's my thing. No. I'll go here. Grab a rock and throw it.
Yep. Go for it.
The 17 hit.
Yes, 17 does hit. 29 damage. Very nice.
And
So you watch as Norcan, in the form of his giant ape, picks up a rock from the edge of the lock and hurls it at the unit. The rock slams into one of the archers, knocking him to the floor. You see blood flying from his mouth, and as the rock kind of rolls off of his body, you see that his chest is kind of completely broken in, and he's out. Like he's done. He's dead. Uh,
Nice.
why is that not doing that? 121. There we go. Yep. Okay. Anything to follow up?
um, no, at this point, no.
Okay. In that case, I'm just going to roll a quick d20. Wow. Somehow the group of elvish archers on the tower over on the far side completely failed to miss the giant ape bursting out the trees and throwing a rock at the other unit. They're not paying attention at all. Odor's turn. Becky?
So I'll just kind of have him stay around where Douglas is, but like crouch, and if like someone comes within like leaping walking range, he'll jump and bite the first one that he can get to. I just kind of want him to hold his action.
Sure thing. His action is held. It's the archery company now. Not that unit.
I was going to ask a question and I forgot.
Okay, so they were aiming at the cow. They've now had a giant ape burst out at them, so they're going to change their target. They're going to fire their longbows at the ape. Does a 13 hit DK?
Yes, it does.
It does. Okay. 20 piercing damage, and is a con check to see if you hold the form?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
I'm out.
Oh dear. And then they're going to move back and closer to the shore edge so that they're still in range of you, but they're not quite as close as they were before. Valkyrie, your turn.
I'm gonna move up 30 feet.
Yep.
I'm then gonna, as an action, get my wings out from my cape.
Yep.
And then I haven't used this before because I always forget about racial things. I'm gonna hidden step as my bonus
Yep.
action.
Very nice.
And since I have my wings out, I can move up 60 more feet. So.
Oh,
it's
straight
not
into combat. I think that is.
Yeah.
Oh, very close. Not quite, but pretty close.
Not quite, but close.
Yeah.
Just wait till I appear on my next turn. And that's it.
Oh, you don't appear until your next turn.
No, I don't appear until my next turn.
Oh, that's very nice. That keeps you safe. That's a good shout.
Yeah.
Chipok, you're up.
Okay. Now, I was going to ask, I forgot, whatever. When I got attacked the first time, I've got
Yeah.
danger sense. Would that come? Would that be
Oh, let me double check.
when I
Good
got attacked in the first place?
question. Not to
Would like me
worry.
to actually look to see.
Danger sense. Aren't as they should be giving you an edge when you dodge away. Dexterity saving throws against it. So you won't have taken a dexterity saving throw against that. Feral instinct. You have advantage on initiative rolls. Okay, so what we probably could... Did you... Oh, you did roll initiative twice for me, didn't you?
Yeah, I know. I rolled it once. I rolled it before clicking my token, so I misrolled.
Right.
And then
You know what I'm going to do?
rolled
I'm
it.
going to give you your turn now, and then I'm going to move you down in the initiative order, so you're after... I need to put Norcam back on as well. He was 21. So, yeah, take your turn now, and then you'll be taking another turn again shortly. My apologies.
Okay, got it. That's cool. I'm just quite impressed. I actually remembered that I had a thing.
Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. This is also the advantage of playing a character for longer periods of time. You do learn over time.
Yeah. 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 Right. Okay. How far is that? All right. That's well within my rush. I'm gonna do a goring rush towards these guys then.
Yep.
Let me just double check on goring rush. Immediately after dash, I can make one melee attack with my horns as a bonus action. Does that mean I just dash and one melee attack? Or is it dash and my normal attacks and a melee attack? I don't understand that. Sorry.
Right, let me just... For Goring Rush.
Yeah.
Okay. Goring Rush. Maybe you have to use it. Right, okay. So you run towards them. You use the dash action on your turn, which takes away your attacks. But you can then make a melee attack with your horns as a bonus action. And so that would be unarmed strikes. You deal piercing damage equal to 1d6 plus your strength modifier. Okay? So you get into...
So I will... Oh, fuck. So I will be charging straight up to these buggers.
Yeah.
Now, you say an unarmed. How do I click an unarmed attack?
So if you just... Ooh, have I put that on there for you? Oh, your horns are on there already, so you know where your attacks are? In like the middle of your page.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, just click the horns button.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm just going to move your character like one step back so he's not inside the unit.
Okay. Okay.
13 hits, roll damage.
It's 10. There we go.
Okay. As Chipok slams into the unit, he crashes directly into one of the archers just as the archer's about to loose an arrow. Knocks the archer flying into a tree. The archer almost seems to fold in half and collapse to the floor. Yeah, that archer is dead.
If he's dead,
Okay.
then I would have caught him in one of my horns.
Yeah, sure. We can do that instead. It's Douglas's turn, easy.
Well, Douglas will go here. Just
Yep.
have a little bit of a. Where is the longbow? Is that
That hits. That hits.
it? And that's what, 4 damage? Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah, the damage dice only dealt 1 damage. Let me just see if you'd have anything else with that.
No, I don't think so.
I think he gets I want to say he gets a second attack.
He does have a second attack.
Yeah. And also his favorite enemy is humanoids. So he gets +2 to that damage roll as well.
So 6.
Yep, and then you get a second attack as well.
Let's go another longbow. And
That definitely hits, so it's 7 damage.
Jesus, you suck, Douglas.
Oh,
I'm trying to think what else his character would do.
He has some planar walking and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
when I spent 2 arrows.
Fighting style, close combat shooter. He didn't take no. Fleet of foot, hide in plain sight, planar warrior, distant strike. Oh, he can also do this if you want to make use of this.
Let's pass within the planes and do an eye and use the attack action. Okay, so it means that I could make another attack? Because if you attack at least 2 different creatures with this action, you can make 1 additional attack with against third creature.
Yeah, I'll rule that that's okay. So although mechanically these guys function as 1 creature, I flavor-wise, I like it that you're firing at more than 1. So yeah,
So-
take another attack.
So let me just say 10 feet here, 10 feet here,
Yeah.
and I'll get another. Sucks a little bit less. Come on, more than. Okay, yay. 11.
Yes, that's 11 damage,
Yeah.
which takes you to that many. So these shots fly, and you just see one poor soldier at the front of the unit just bang, bang, bang. Kind of gets Boromired, 3 arrows to the chest, falls to his knees, falls to the floor, snapping the arrows off underneath his body. He's dead. Karis. Oh, sorry. Did I miss something? Oh, okay. Karis.
right. My entire computer screen is just, well, all my web browsers have just crashed. But I would like to see one of them and cast Toll the Dead. So I don't know if someone could open a character sheet for me and just
I'll
cast.
pull it open for you
I
now. No worries.
can't do anything. Oh, there we go.
Uh,
It's all working. Of course.
Toll the Dead, which is.
Can do it now if you want. It's okay.
So I've done it now.
The
Okay,
spell
so
DC needs to be 18, not 16. I don't know why it's done that, but anyway, yeah.
okay, I'm just gonna roll a d20 and add not very much because it's against. I'm assuming it's against one of the regular guys.
Just whichever. Never mind. He passes.
Oh, he passes. Yeah,
No,
like.
So does he? I don't think he takes any damage.
I mean, the unit is missing hit points, but that 1d12 would only apply if he failed the saving throw, right?
Yeah, I think it
Okay.
takes no damage if we're like, fuck you. And then I kind of like just still holding my hold person and just hiding behind a tree.
Yep.
And yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
No worries. Norcan.
Well, Norcan is really in a bad spot, so he'll walk to here and he will go Vicious Mockery into one of them.
Okay.
You suck, you suck, you really, really suck.
They failed that, so they take that 3 psychic damage.
Yep.
Uh,
And
goes to that many.
so how would this apply then the Vicious Mockery? Because they have disadvantage on the next attack.
Yep.
Applies to the unit.
Yep, that will apply to the unit.
Okay.
Is that the end of your turn, or have you got something else up your sleeve?
Let's see if I can. Oh god. I'm really. I can't do. I'm out.
Okay.
I'm done.
Chipok, you're up with Odorf on deck next, Karis.
Okay, I shall just lay into them with great sword.
That hits,
Yeah.
roll damage. 15. Nice, sir. Takes them to that many. You watch as Chipok slices one of the archers clean in two. There's only about 5-6 soldiers remaining in the unit now. They're down to less than half strength.
Well, I'm going to take another swing.
Go for it.
Fuck, wrong. That was the wrong button. Sorry.
Yeah, that hits. Roll damage.
That definitely hits.
13 takes them to that many. Yeah, there's only maybe about 4 left at this point. They're looking in bad shape. I'm just gonna roll another d20 for something. Yeah, the other unit are starting to become more aware that there's some kind of battle going on across the river. They haven't worked out what's going on, but they can see like flashes of metal in the trees. They are looking more closely at you guys now. All right. Odorf, Karis, Becky.
Oh god. I forgot that. Right, but please hang on with me, please. So, fucking. Please pack it in, computer. There we go. I kept trying to zoom up and it kept jumping down. Right, I suppose. I mean, I can't currently touch the dog, but I'll have it again follow Douglas, but hiding more in the trees. And again, keeping a crouched position.
Yep.
Let me just double check how far he can move.
They're kind of there.
Yeah, so 50 feet. Let me check. So he was there. I might actually have him go to there. And then...
Oh, a special shout out to Funky Biz, who's a first time chatter. Hi, nice of you to join us. Hope you enjoy the Red Silks. And yeah, great to have you here.
Yeah, so I want him to come to here if that is okay.
Odorf? Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And then next time... I still want him to hold his action, so that's his movement. Because then next time I'm going to have him charge and bite into this group of people at 50 feet. And yeah, that's my goal.
Sure thing. Okay, so the Rochester archer unit with disadvantage on this because they're vicious mockery are gonna draw their short swords and swing them at Chipok. Because there's only half the unit left, it's actually going to be half that damage. Chipok, does a 16 hit you?
Glances off my big furry arse.
Say again.
It says no, that glances off my big furry arse.
Excellent. So the unit rush in with their short swords and they try and stab at you, and you kind of duck out of the way and push them out of the way. And a couple of the blows that do get through glance off your tough hide exterior. They're not turning you into a beef burger today. Valkyrin, you're up.
I'm now visible to them, which is fun. I'm gonna bonus action branding smite through my prayer beads, and I'm gonna swing my big old warhammer in their lovely little cute faces.
That hits. That hits. Roll damage. Oh, you've rolled damage 13. Okay.
And then it's an extra 2d6 radiant, which is 10.
Okay, by this point, there's only really the captain and maybe a couple of guys left. The unit is in really bad shape. Anything to follow up from you, Jade?
No, I'm just gonna chill here.
Awesome. That takes us to Douglas's turn. Easy, you're piloting Douglas at the minute.
Yep. Let's. Am I on yet? Go. I'm gonna go longbow and longbow. They missed, right?
They both hit.
Oh, they hit. Okay.
They
So
both hit.
7 plus 10, so
7,
17.
10, 17 damage. Okay, takes us to that many. At this point, there's only really the captain, Sir Chalwood, left. The unit is pretty much shattered. What do you want to do? Karis, you're up.
Well, obviously,
Also,
I'm still.
do you have one more longbow shot, Norcan?
Um,
Easy.
does that thing apply like always?
Let me just roll up and check.
Because it's if it's like that, it's a little bit.
You gain the ability to pass between planes. When you use the attack action, you can teleport up to 10 feet before each attack to another. If you attack at least 2 different creatures with the action, you can make one attack, additional attack against. Yeah, I think it applies because
Okay.
I said there was the captain and 2 guys left. Your first 2 shots probably killed the last 2 guys, and now you've got one last attack on the captain. So yeah.
Okay. So
Yep,
it's
that
13.
hits.
Critical hit.
And that is exactly what you needed to finish off the captain as well. The standard falls to the floor. The unit is wiped out.
Sheesh.
And the other group haven't noticed yet.
So okay.
Let's slink away,
Let's
guys.
bolt. So just rush into the forest. Like
Yep. So what do you want to do? Do you want to make camp? Do you want to scout out the enemy fort? What would you like to do?
Can I grab their fancy little shield as we run, by the way?
Yeah, you can grab the standard and or the shield that belongs to the captain, whichever you like, or both.
What did you
The
say?
one that-
Could you write down the motto that's there in chat for me, John?
Yeah,
So,
I will say
I
this
will-
is a unit motto. This is not a.
God damn. Fuck.
This is
Never
not
mind.
like the whole Rochester's one, but it's. I put it in Roll20 chat, and I'll put it in Twitch chat as well.
Thank you. I don't know where I
I
put
just
my
want the
book.
thing that you described as very shiny and covered in weird things. To be
Okay, so you've got 2 things. You've got the shield belonging to the captain, which is the burgundy and blue diamond pattern with kind of like a wolf's head and an elephant as the emblems on it. and then you've got the unit standard itself that kind of proves that you've defeated this unit, and that's the very complicated, elaborate coat of arms on the flag.
If I could take both, I'd take both, but definitely
Yep.
the Ushani one.
Yes, you absolutely can. So you can either take the standard unfurled on its thing, or you can roll up the flag and just stick that in your pocket, whichever you want to
Whichever's easiest, as long as I can
Pardon
just
me.
take the Ushani things.
do. I mean, you can take it off the stick. I don't know if you might want the stick later.
I want to take the stick.
Okay.
You,
Alrighty.
you want to? Do you know what I would imagine? You could use it for intimidation. I think when we come
Precise-
across another band.
I just fly down on them with it. Hey, I defeated your friends on the beach. How you guys doing?
Yeah, you find like when you inspect the standard closer, you realize that there's some letters carved into the back of the pole that holds the standard, and it just says the Ring of Silver Archers Company. I think there's actually a number on that. 1 second. Details. Yeah, it says 40th Rochester Archer Company, the Ring of Silver. So that's the unit that you've defeated.
Would you be able to DM me that later?
I will put it straight in Roll20 for you.
Oh, thank you.
40th Rochester Archer Company, and their nickname is the Ring of Silver.
Can we just take a moment to appreciate my flagging of beer?
Let's go.
Certainly can.
It's a Thursday.
beat.
School night.
It's actually non-alcoholic.
No, okay. I'll let you off.
But it's a proper D&D fucking flag.
I mean, it's not quite reached Sam Regal levels yet, but it's definitely on the way there.
I want a big flask.
Becky knows what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about. I'll do that for you, John. I'll find a big ass flask.
Okay, but to do that, you have to start using your camera again, Becky.
I know.
Okay, so what are you guys doing? Are you looking for somewhere to camp, or are you wanting to go scout out the fort first?
Camp.
I think some stealthy people should go scout out the fort.
Okay, boss.
You stay here, you.
Okay, so we're sending a couple of people to have a look at the camp first?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Let me see. This is a.
Okay.
Okay, this ranger.
Is the one on the
isn't-
island? Is that what we're talking about? Yeah. I'm getting confused.
Say again. This is not the fort on the island. No, this is
Okay.
the Maple Fort. Actually, let me pull up
Right. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I'm getting a
the
bit
map
confused.
of Valarya. I'll put you guys on that for a second, just so you get a better idea of where we are.
Mhm. I would appreciate that.
Oh, 1 second. There we go. So the map of Valarya should start loading now.
So,
Okay, and then we
Went to Maple
are
Fort, went we?
towards the southern end of Loch Greywater, right over on the right-hand side of the map. So in the top corner you see Greybourne. You've sailed down Loch Greywater, and you've arrived at the Maple Fort.
so
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep, just there where that ping went off.
Q.
Okay, and the Maple Fort looks like this. It's an army camp, almost in the style of like a Roman army camp. You've got a number of watchtowers and a palisade wall around it. You can see that there are a lot of tents here. So clearly this place houses a lot of troops. Who's going to scout? Is it Carrison Douglas?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Norcan and Easy and Becky, can you both just roll a stealth check for those characters just to see if you draw any attention to yourself while you're there?
That's abysmal.
Your little scout has gone unnoticed. If you'd both like to roll me perception checks just to see how much information you can gather from the fort.
God. A ranger without perception.
Hey.
Like between the two of you, one of you heads down one side of the fort, one of you heads down the other side. You manage to find some raised ground where you can see over the wall a little bit into the camp. And with those rolls, your information comes back pretty accurate. You're kind of sitting there counting the cooking campfires and the number of tents and things like that, and you work out that there is around about 20 units or so, the same kind of size unit that you fought just moments before. There's a lot of troops here. You estimate that there must be in the region of 300, 400 troops camped here.
Okay.
This looks to be the vanguard of the Rochester army.
Do the walls look wooden or stone?
Wooden. Most
Thinking what I was
definitely
thinking.
wooden. Roll a nature check as you're looking at the walls.
I want to know if there is pitch. That's what I want to know.
Okay. With an 18, you know that the walls are built of the local maple trees, hence the name Maple Fort. With that roll, you also know that maple is a very tough wood. Yeah. It's not like pine, it doesn't splinter very easily. It can take a lot of punishment before it is destroyed.
I don't care about that. Does it burn?
No,
It can
it's
burn,
filled with resin.
but so there's two things to consider here. One is the fact it's a very dense wood, so it's quite hard to oxygenate the wood. But also, as Michael's observed, it is full of maple sap, full of resin. So what you tend to find with this wood is like the outside of the wood will burn and blacken as all of the resin is drawn out of the tree. But often you can find that the wall itself might still be standing, just very heavily blackened and charred. Does
But
that make
linen
sense?
burns, though, doesn't it?
Linen definitely burns, yes.
And those tents look like they're made out of linen, or at least some kind of fabric.
Some kind of canvas, yeah.
We would need
Karis,
that
with
television.
your perception roll, you also noticed that this trench running along the north of the compound, you notice that that is the camp latrine. Yeah.
Dirty bastards.
I mean, soldiers gotta pee. There is also quite a large pile of maple trees over to one side, and as you further scout around, you notice that the two large red tents in the center are almost certainly where your targets are going to be camped. Those tents are much bigger, they're much more elaborate than the remainder of the tents.
Do you
Okay.
have any poison? No, I don't know.
Hmm.
Don't have poison, do we? No. Right.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Interesting.
We go back.
Okay.
We need some sort of subterfuge.
Would you like to do any more investigation? Would you like to sneak around anymore, or are you ready to head back?
Do they, like, the demeanor of the troops, do they look like they're constantly on guard, or do they look like a little bit lazy, like they're bored?
Roll insight.
Oh, one. That's not me. Where's my character sheet? It's there. Oh, fuck you. Of course I had to get rolling that one at one point.
You are more involved with like kind of counting troop numbers and things like that. You're not paying too much attention to the guards themselves.
Okay. And does there look like does the ground look well kept? Does it look dirty and muddy like a battalion of troops would cause it to become? Do these people look like they're living okay?
The camp itself seems pretty well maintained. You get the impression that these troops are rather professional, that they're being well led. I mean, any camp will have a certain amount of muck around, but yeah, like the roads seem to, the pathways seem to have been raked over. The rubbish is carried outside of the camp to be disposed of. The latrine has been pretty well dug. Like it's not just a very shallow trench; it was quite a deep trench. Um, there are weapon racks near to all of the tents where the troops have stored their weapons, and there's kind of like campfire areas for each group. So they've got somewhere to kind of congregate and meet and chat and blow off steam if they need to. The towers look like they're in good condition, and the walls are very solid.
Okay. And do I get
Yep.
an idea about, like, well, what's it called? Like, troop guard movements, like, as they do their patrols? Is it quite, like,
So
strict
you
and
notice there are
regimented?
maybe about 6 guards who, whilst they're mostly based in the towers, they will patrol the walls. And you get an idea that, you probably could, if you stayed a bit longer, you could maybe work out what their patrol routes might be. That might take a little bit more observation.
Mm-hmm. And would I recognize any blind spots of the places for, like, an ambush, or is it quite well observed?
So a lot of the trees in the area have been cut down to make the maple forest. There's not a huge amount of cover.
Mm-hmm.
You notice over to the east side, there are some rocks leading up to the wall, which might give you a little bit more cover. But this is it's gonna be a challenge. You guys might have to get creative.
Okay.
I will
Well,
say I won't. What I will not do is I won't just have you all roll stealth and decide whether that passes or fails. That will determine how alert the guards are to what's going on. So it's not just kind of a case of roll one bad stealth roll and you fail the mission. I promise you that much.
I reckon that we take the contents of the latrine and put it into their food. That's my plan.
and barricade the fucking walls so they can't get out.
Oh, so the solution is mass food poisoning. I freaking love it.
Yeah. I'm a practical thinker, you wouldn't know it.
Unless Norcan, who's playing as Douglas, has any other questions, I think I'm.
Yeah, I'm also good.
I suppose, yeah, I'll like meet back up with Douglas, nod, and slowly skulk back off to our camp.
Yeah. Okay, so you arrive back to the camp probably about it's probably about 8 or 9 o'clock in the evening. You reckon if you get your solid kind of 8 hours rest in now, that you can be up maybe about 4 a.m., maybe kind of in the middle of the night, and that might provide you a good opportunity.
Let's do that.
Yeah,
I'm rolling for how long it is until I get my wings back, by the way. Before you get confused. 12 hours. Fuck.
Yeah, you might not be able to take advantage of them for this.
Yeah, it's all good though. We have other plans.
Okay. So, are you guys ready to go into long rest mode now? Is there anything you'd like to do
Yeah.
around the campfire? Yeah. All right. Take a long rest, guys.
I'd like to go off and tiny hut myself for my long rest. Thank you very much.
Just yourself.
Well,
Valkyrie doesn't share her space. Mommy needs her beauty
well,
sleep.
yeah, I mean, she'll probably drag one of you guys just in case, so then you can actually come back in and wake me up if shit's going on. But apart from that, Valkyrie needs a beauty sleep, you know?
Okay. Now that looks a little bit better.
My god, I have my spells back.
Jeez.
I'll just move you guys around the campfire.
Yeah,
There we go.
I don't need to change anything, do I? Just put my points up.
Yes, and you get all of your ability scores back and things like that as well.
Don't think I don't know. I still have inspiration, or is that gone?
You used the inspiration when you were doing your cow impression.
Thought so. Right. Cool.
I have a question. Are we assaulting them at a night time?
That's up to you.
Probably is a
Yeah.
question that she would raise.
Other question. Would you guys like my dark vision? Which is 300 foot of dark vision.
Ooh, hell.
Because I can share it with 5 people.
Oh, right.
I mean, I won't
I
say
haven't-
no.
I haven't done it yet.
But I think
So,
don't we all have dark vision?
Yeah, but not 300 foot of it.
You
Oh
don't-
wow.
What?
You don't need a 300 foot, I think.
Do I have dark vision? Don't even know. How would I even check such a thing?
Does the cow have? I don't think so.
Let me check.
No,
Minotaur.
I think he does.
no.
Let's see.
No.
Press the wrong button there. Sorry. I always do that. Tried to press the gear thing and press the
No.
other thing instead.
Okay, so what's the plan?
Okay. So, as well as your kind of regular 6 hours of sleep, you also get a couple of hours kind of like around the campfire. Is there anything any of you guys would like to do before you turn in for the night?
Some kumbaya.
Yeah?
No.
With the
not
bagpipes?
actually. Yeah, no, that would.
No.
There's a chance that might wake up the 300 folk in the camp.
Quite possible.
But it could intimidate them. To be fair, if you heard the wailing of bagpipes in the middle of the night in the distance, that might in them.
Perhaps.
But it also might make them come out and try and kill me, so I shall avoid that.
Okay. Becky, what's Karis doing?
Keeping herself to herself, not really talking to anyone, just kind of looking around. Like she'll like discuss a couple of things that she saw at the camp, but she ain't offering herself up to anyone. Still kind of like regretting what she's done, but at the same time kind of like thinking about how she could find Loki. That's what's on her mind. And if someone talks to her, she's gonna just kind of smile and just look away.
Do I notice that Karis is down in the dumps?
Roll insight. Yes, you do.
I shall just go up there and give her a wee hug, just on the shoulders, just pat her on the back, the side, let her know that I'm there.
Well, be very careful with Chipox hugs. They lead to people moseying.
Yeah. I'll be a very, very gentle hug.
And like
Supportive
as
hug.
he hugs her, I just kind of like just purr a little bit just to show that like I'm grateful, but that's it.
But don't want to
Okay.
be limping. Okay, got it.
Easy. What's Norcan doing?
Yeah, Norkan at this point is just looking at Karis to see if no internal conversation is happening. And just trying to figure out the best way to find Loki. Like not, it's not his thing. But at this point, just making sure that the boss doesn't want to bolt like the other boss. He's
Yeah.
losing,
Other boss.
he's losing a lot of members of the team, and he's not he's getting frustrated, like to held held the team together, or at least the notion of that they're together, and like everyone is having their own things, and he doesn't have anything to do. He's like the purple. What's the word? He's the only one without any purpose. Like
Purpose.
yeah, so everyone is as this Loki or Ardak with family or Valkyrian, and he's the only one that has just the red silks.
Oh, no.
Chipok,
I'm the same. Chipbox the same.
yeah,
The red cells is Chipbox family.
yeah. So
Yeah.
me and the cow.
I will go and give Norkin a big hug as well.
Aww. Maybe about 20 minutes or so after Chipox come over and giving you a hug, you find yourself wandering through the woods at the edge of the camp. The evergreen trees around you in this part of the forest rise straight and high up to the needled canopy above. The air is crisp and cool, and you can still feel some of the warmth of the fire as you're kind of at the periphery of the camp. Your eyes turn to the fire, and as you find yourself kind of lost in the flickering flame, you hear a familiar voice. You know that you have it in your power to keep the Red Silks together.
Oh God, you again? Oh, Morgan will go into rant mode. Like, haven't we had this discussion like a couple of hours ago?
We have, but hasn't your path changed in that time?
Well, you're working on a lot of avenues. You're working with me, you're working with my boss, and it seems like you're trying to grab everyone. And, well, don't.
Makes you think that your boss is working with me?
Well, unless you're. How do I say it? Unless you're like a big group of demonic voices that want to, for some reason, have an interest in us. What's your name, by the way? Because I know you as demonic voice.
I have told you my name, nor can Songbird,
Yeah.
but I will tell you once more. My name is Arnulfo, and whilst I have given your boss a little insight into the fate of Ardak, it is not me to whom she speaks. It is not me who granted her the powers you saw on the Wave Crester.
Yeah, probably is the one is your friend Abigail.
You make some misguided assumptions, O songster of the Red Sox.
So the only
She
thing,
is no friend of
well, if she's not a friend of yours, she's an acquaintance.
Say again, sorry, easy.
You're, but it's one of your acquaintances.
We are familiar with each other. I think the term rival might be better suited.
Yeah, well, I'm not a big fan of those kinds of rivalries. We, the small ones, are in the middle of the thing, and we are the ones who get burned or die, and you get to have a little bit of fun with us, and you don't gain anything with it. Or am I mistaken?
I do not see you as playthings, if that is your concern. I simply offer you a way to break your boss free of the influence that clouds her mind.
Why don't you do that on your own volition? Why do you need me to give you something to do that? If it's the well being of my boss that's on your mind?
Let's say that you are better placed. You have learned of a party, have you not? A gathering, a ball, if you will, in the Pennington's Keep.
We almost time out. The party in 5 days.
Carl told you about
Yeah,
the
that,
ball
that one.
5 days time.
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
making sure
Yeah.
it was that one.
Yes, no, it's that one. You're correct.
What of that party? Of that ball?
I would expect you to find Abigail in attendance there. She is intrinsically linked to the Penningtons.
Let me just write.
There again?
Let me just write. Okay, that's enough. So you still haven't convinced me of anything because I feel like you're trying to bullshit the bullshitter. feeling for a
Why do you think that it is you to whom I speak? Your intellect and wisdom are what drew me to mark you out for greatness.
Okay. Pampering. I like your style. I like your style. Rubbing the ego. But still, unless, as I told you before, you just change places with me. Yeah.
Chipbox made us all jump around on the screen.
Yeah.
Well, my connection dropped for some reason. I don't know. It's been doing it
Oh
on
dear.
everybody's been jumping about.
Yeah,
I
let's
think if you
see.
put the
Sorry?
webcam on, it should jump back to how it was
Yeah,
before.
Oh, what's the oh fuck is it? Right, okay, sorry.
No, you're all good.
Okay. I lost the visual shader, ego.
It's cool.
When the time comes, when the party, when the time comes that we get to the ball, maybe at that point we'll have another of our conversations. At this point, it's more of the same. I don't trust you. You try for me to trust you, and at this point, I don't trust anyone.
You are familiar with the phrase, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, yes?
Yeah, I know the phrase, but I also know the phrase that the little shrimp is the one that's eaten. So,
I will leave you with this thought, Norcan Songbird, that if you are convinced that the voice that speaks to Karis is evil and needs to be destroyed, I but offer you a way.
Don't kill me. Don't kill me.
okay. I'll keep that in mind. But for now, I don't think you can help us. Or at least, I don't think so. And if you can help us, well,
Motherfucker. Sorry, guys,
You
my connection is
find
just.
You're okay, yeah, you're okay, Michael. Easy, you find your thoughts clearing, and you find that you're able to draw your gaze away from the fire again. And with that, unless there's anything anybody else would like to do, you turn in for the night.
No.
I'm good.
Okay.
Yep.
Obviously, I take it we take charges in looking around and watching.
Well, that's up to you guys. You're the boss, Karis. You're the boss.
Clever.
I'll I'll walk over and I'll go like eeny meeny miny mo. And I'll choose myself for first watch, and then I'll sit there and be miserable.
Yeah.
You can sit in my hut if you want. You can stay out of my hut.
I can take second because I don't sleep much. So
Okay. Well, I'll walk over to Valkyrian's hut and just sit there. Just in the entrance to it, and just be like, "Ugh."
do you want any?
No promises that she'll be awake, but you know.
That's fine. She can sleep.
Do you
I'll
want?
kick her when it's her time.
Do you want any rolls, John?
Yes. Starting with Karis, Becky, could we have a perception roll?
This is going to be a nat one, I can guarantee you.
No.
Oh well, it could have been worse, could have been better.
Okay. You have snuggled yourself down into the blankets and bedrolls that you and Valkyrin both have in the tiny hut, and the fire at this point of the evening is still roaring quite healthily. You feel very cozy, and your mind is quieted for the first time in a while as the wind rustles through the branches and the needles. You find the scent of pine needles rising to your nose. It's a pleasing smell, and your whiskers twitch slightly. And then in the distance, you see some kind of small game rustling in the bushes. At this distance, it's hard to tell. Maybe rabbit, maybe vole. What would you like to do?
Yeah, I'm going to go after it.
I thought you might. Roll nature. What would it be, nature or survival? Roll nature.
Oh, fuck.
We've done well tonight.
Your paws pad softly along the ground. You, on all fours, press your body close to the ground, creeping very gently up on what appears to be a young rabbit. You pause, you feel the pads of your paws and your claws dig into the earth beneath your feet. You lunge. Mistiming the jump, you collide with one of the trees, and your quarry escapes. You return to the camp, cursing under your breath.
Well then.
Well,
They're just swishing my tail violently, like a cat, like. "Argh!" I'm on all fours and I'm just walking back. And I just got to
Yeah.
slump next to the fire and just sulking. Like,
Hoping that nobody saw your failed hunting attempt.
Yeah, rubbing my face with one paw and then licking it and cleaning myself. Just feel like, yeah, I totally meant to do that.
The rest of your 2 hours passes uneventfully, and I believe it's now Norcan's watch.
Yep. Perception. 16.
It's very quiet. You hear the crackle of the fire. The fire is starting to show signs of petering out. Is there anything you'd like to do about that?
Gonna grab some wood.
Yep. Just roll a nature check just to see how well that goes for you.
all the
It just so happens that in your search for fresh wood for the fire, that you come across another campsite, maybe 600 feet from where you're camped. It's clearly been abandoned for a while, but under there's a couple of piles of stones with a large, heavy kind of stone slab laid across the top. And underneath that, you find seasoned firewood, maple logs that have been stored here, and clearly by maybe some hunter intending to return. the wood is of excellent quality, and you're pretty sure it's going to burn well for the rest of the night. Whilst you're there, roll investigation.
Eh, 12.
Ooh, that was very close to being a 1 then.
Yeah.
You come across some bedrolls, and in amongst the bedrolls, you find a doll. The doll looks to be in the shape of a boy, and as you turn the doll over in your hand, you read the words, "My little brother, Alfie."
Why does that mix?
There
The
you go.
little boy called that we stole
Yeah.
your flutes.
Yeah, I was trying to.
The one who was an orphan in Greybourne.
Yeah, go on, tell us his name.
Alfie.
Oh no!
To my little brother.
My little brother, Alfie.
Mm,
Pickles.
Oh, he got no family now.
Well, there's no sign of struggle at the campsite.
Oh, it's not the people that we
Just-
just killed, is it? Oh, fuck. We did bad. We did a bad.
Is the camp the site abandoned or just doesn't have anyone?
So, with your, I'm kind of going off of your nature check here. This particular campsite looks like it hasn't been visited in at least 3 to 6 months. You don't think it belongs to the unit that you fought.
Oh, phew.
Yeah.
We didn't kill them. At least that.
Would you like to investigate further?
Yes, I would like to.
Okay.
If we the desiccated corpse.
Roll investigation again.
Come on, investigation, work with me. 16.
16.
Slow and steady.
As you continue rooting through the campsite, you find a satchel with some correspondence in it. And it appears that the letters are being written by you. It's hard to tell from the writing whether it's a man or a woman, but the return address on them is the Gale family farmhouse in Pensfork, which you know to be nearby.
When you can, please write it down, please.
Yep, I'll pop it in the Twitch chat.
Yeah.
So it's the Gale family farmhouse in Pensfork. You recognize that the contents of the letters seem to discuss them, how they're not sure how much longer they're going to be able to continue hunting in the maple forests, because soldiers have begun to move into the area, Rothchester shoulders, and you don't know how safe it's going to be. The letters also make mention of hoping to find their lost son, Alfie, who disappeared on the shores of Loch Greywater. They mentioned the weather, how well the farming has been going in the region, and that strange creatures have been seen on the edges of the village of Pensfork.
Okay. So
The parchment is very weathered. It looks like it is at least the same age as the camp.
So we found signs of the kid's family. Maybe he's an orphan. Maybe he isn't. I smell side quest. Not now. We need to kill the. First, we need to kill somebody, and then we can go. But yeah, I'll grab. Is there? I'm gonna sniff around a little bit more, and I'm gonna grab my things and go back.
You find some rations, but other than that, not a great deal extra. The rations are probably hard biscuits and some kind of jerky, maybe beef. Quite hard to tell.
Something happened.
Yeah, I think Becky's connection failed. So I'm assuming at this point you return to the camp.
Yeah.
And, who has third shift?
Probably. Okay.
I'll take that since I'm here.
Okay. Chipok, roll perception.
I shall. Espera ahí. There we go.
Okay. By this point, it's past midnight. It's very dark in the forest, and though the forest is roaring, so the fire is roaring from the fresh logs that Norkan has laid on the fire, you are kept very pleasantly warm by that, but the flames cause the shadows in the trees to flicker and dance. And after a while, you start to enter almost a trance-like state. The shadows seem to represent the rise and fall of armies, of battles, of chaos, of war. And you hear a voice speak to you. Chipok the Savage, slayer of many. I see that you have met my scion, Douglas.
Mm-hmm.
I am war.
A pleasure to meet you, I guess.
You have been leading my cause for many years now. Many have fallen under the blade of your greatsword. It is a pleasure to finally meet you, my friend.
Same to you, I guess. Can I see
Tell me.
anything, or is it just a voice?
So the things that you're seeing are kind of almost the flames and the shadows dancing look like armies fighting and bloodletting and massacre and savagery. It's not that war revels in this, it's simply that war accepts it as an inevitability, that he exists out of necessity, because for as long as there are peoples who disagree with each other, there will always be cause for war. Tell me something, Chipok, slayer of
Yeah.
many. Do you wish to see peace in Valarya?
Good question. Do I get paid if there's peace?
You, my friend, are a mercenary. You tell me.
Well, if the peace is because of me, then I get paid. Yes.
In the short term, yes. But if there is peace, do you think there is a place for you in this world?
Maybe not in this particular area, but I can just shift to where there's more water.
I think we have an understanding.
We do. I'll
As
drink
I
to that.
say, I appreciate the offer, but being who I am, I drink of blood and of anguish. I revel in chaos. I exist in confusion. You should speak with Douglas. I think the two of you will find that you have much in common.
Okay, I will do that then.
And with that, your gaze returns to normal. The fire relaxes down. And you feel a somewhat sense of determination wash over you. That wherever your sword strikes, it will strike true. Okay. That kind of brings us towards the end of your watch, and it's now Jade with Valkyrin.
Let's go.
Roll your perception. Been quite an eventful night for most people.
It has.
Me?
21.
Oh,
Right. We're rolling well
21.
in the perception tonight.
Just a
Has there
bit,
been one?
yeah.
Has there been any less than 20? Nope.
No, I don't think there has. Okay. So, Valkyrin, you have the graveyard shift, as it were. You have the 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. shift. On the very edge of your field of perception, you see a group of soldiers appearing to be out on patrol. What would you like to do?
Bugger. Becky isn't here, so I can't really ask if she's still in my tent or not.
I believe she is, yes.
I'd first wake her up and get her attention, and then probably try and wake. Well, no, and Chipox is woken up. I'd try to wake up Norka and just like, wake up, come on. There's soldiers patrolling the area.
Norcan will go and check it out. But can I see how many are they?
It looks to be a company of soldiers, so maybe 10 to 15, that kind of region.
How close are they from us?
Say again?
How close are they from us?
Maybe about 1,500 feet. They're quite a distance away at the moment. You do have a campfire, though.
Nice roaring one because of you.
Yeah. They haven't noticed it yet.
Let me see, what can we do? What can we do? I'll just shove some dirt into the fire.
Yep.
to put it out and keep watch to if they changed course or if they're just going up their business.
They appear to be heading from the Maple Fort towards the Lock Coast, where you had the encounter with the uh, group who you
Yeah,
fought.
just yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's a bit of a bugger, isn't it?
Yes. We're
Yeah,
hmm.
I think we stay put at least for now, and
Okay.
keep watch towards the area that they're passing to see if it's like changing shifts or if it's just a patrol going all around and around.
Uh, you watch as they disappear out of your vision, out of your field of vision, and they don't seem to reappear. So you don't think they're just patrolling up and down. You think they might be a change of guard, perhaps.
Are they the same? Are they archers? Are they the same sort of unit as the one that was out there?
Yeah,
That makes sense.
Roll perception just to see how much of them you saw, because it is quite a distance.
Jesus.
Jeez. 21, 21, 21, 21. These look to be guards rather than archers. They appear to be armed with spears.
Okay,
Interesting.
yeah, my issue is if they're going to make the rendition with the other group, and they get there and well, they're a little bit, what do you say,
Mhm.
dead,
Yeah.
and and they're
Yeah,
gonna
they're all very, very sleepy, you know.
and they're gonna go at what? Which time is it now, John?
It's a it's around about 3:30, 4 in the morning. So you guys have had the benefit of your long rest. If
Yeah, I think
if
it.
you want to go before the alarm is raised, now might be the time to go.
Yeah,
I think
Yeah.
it would
I
be
think
fine.
it's time to chop chop and bye bye, and go to. Let's go to the other camp and see what the heck
Yeah.
can we do. I have a
So you break camp quickly, make sure the fire is completely out. You gather up your weapons, your baggage, your supplies, and you make your way quietly towards the Maple Fort. Uh, the Maple Fort itself, there are still soldiers patrolling the walls. You count perhaps 6 on the walls themselves, a couple near the center, and all seems quite quiet. There's no sign of alarm in the camp itself. And as you steel yourself for the mission ahead, that's where we're going to leave today. Thank you very much, guys. If you're watching at home, I hope you enjoyed that. The guys certainly had a lot of fun today. And I think, I think it's probably time to raid somebody, unless anybody's got anything they want to do before they stealth into the camp.
I'll probably
Nope.
mention it next week instead.
Say again?
I'll have an idea. I'll mention what I want to do next week. I have an idea.
Oh yeah, yeah. Please do have a good chat about how you guys want to approach this fort. As I say, there are a lot of troops. A
300, I
full
think you
frontal
said.
assault is not going to be an option here.
I have a little plan.
Good,
Never,
good. You guys,
never said it's a good. Don't say it's a good one, but I'm
and you know what? If you are watching the Twitch stream at home and you have an idea of what the Red Silks could do, what you would do in this situation, please stick it in the chat. I've got a funny feeling they need all the ideas they can get for this one, because this is probably the this encounter has TPK written all over it if it's not done right. So
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I need to do an exact calculation on the HP, but I don't know. We're probably talking about tens of thousands worth of HP in this camp, so
Oh,
yeah.
well, fine.
can I just say a well spot?
Yeah, certainly can. Right, should we try and find out who is da, 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 da. Yeah, I think we're gonna go and raid Hip Hog TV. Hopefully. Raid's being created. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. If you're watching at home, I hope you guys enjoyed that as much as we did. And we will see you not next Thursday. We're going to go back to our regular Saturday times next week because I am flying back Wednesday into Thursday. So by 8 o'clock, I will be absolutely shattered. But yeah, see you next Saturday, guys. Thank you, and we'll see you then. Let's go.
See you next week.
Next week. Bye.
Mm.